Hari Om and welcome to all the Divine Atma Jyotis to today's AVSC Satsang on Aparoksha Anubhuti. Let us continue our contemplation of day 3 base talks by using some of the questions that we have framed. In our last session, we were looking into how the three states are created. And I think Sarvanji, you wanted to share this week, correct? Or did you share last week?
No, yeah, even this week I'm not well prepared, but I just want to add one point. The how the three states are created. Right? While the real state is of like nothingness or like perfect unchanging. From the very power of Brahman, where like which is the Maya, right? From where the three states appear, right? From what we have seen, the coming together of the three gunas and the panchatatvas, right? I just want to add that like it is the result is this creation or the being in with Shariratraya, three bodies, the Stula, Sukshma, and Karana Sharira, which goes through this Avastatraya, waking, sleeping, and deep sleep. And so what came out of this three gunas and five panchatatvas is the body, which is what finally is going through these three. But the one beyond that is not in a changing state. Is in a constant like a still water in peace.
But in the deep sleep, there is no body, mind, intellect, which is a combination of Panchatattvas and the three gunas.
Yes. The only note there is, it is the, I should say, the taste of the reality out of ignorance, but not out of conscious. The jnana allows one to be in that state of the deep sleep all the time. While the state of deep sleep cannot, without jnana, one cannot have it at will.
Yeah. But when you say the three states are because of the five tattvas and the three gunas, it doesn't explain the deep sleep. Like we contemplated in our last session. The combination of the 5 plus 3 is for what is happening. The sleep that is happening in the dream and in the waking. But the deep sleep itself is not explained by those.
No, it is okay. Yeah, continue.
So fundamentally, what is giving you the perception that there are three states? What is
It is the awareness. It is the light. It is the Atma Jyoti that is lighting this body. This is the mind.
So when you recognize that, are there three states?
Yeah.
For the
Yeah,
Atma,
Jnani is said to be in the same state, irrespective of whether he's waking, dreaming, or like waking, sleeping, or deep sleep.
as that awareness, is there three states?
No, as that awareness, no. Yes.
So then what is creating the three states?
It is only for the one who for the Ajnani, I would say. The Ajnani sees three different states clearly, while Jnani is in the fourth or the Turiya always. And
So when we say Ajnani, what is in the Ajnani that makes him or her see the three states?
because here the term the Ajnani I'm using is the one who does not know that who is ultimately powering this body, mind, intellect. Okay, when the Ajnani is not aware of that, and because of that, the focus is always on the outside, which outside meaning the one I can feel, the body I can see, and the mind. I'm always talking inside, right? So the Ajnani is focused on the three entities only, while not looking into the one that is powering, giving life to those three. And because of that,
So
he is always in.
So fundamentally, what is in that seeker, or the, for the time being, let's use the word seeker, who is yet to be established. What is in the seeker that makes him feel that there is a separation?
Yeah, separation from the ultimate, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so the seeker is still taking the limited body as the real. He is unable to go past that.
Correct.
Which is
so
where
can we say that I am the body is the fundamental wrong perception that is creating all other subsequent
states. Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, either you are in that fourth, able to see the three come and go, or like you travel in the three. Oh, I'm awake.
Yeah.
I'm tired, sleeping. I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
Or like I came out of deep sleep. Right?
Yeah.
Either I travel in that, or I watch those three.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. But it's
So
clear.
therefore the fundamental reason how the three states are created is nothing but the ignorance in the seeker's mind that
Yes.
I am something
Limited
else.
by this
I'm
limited body mind.
some kind of a limited being.
Yeah.
All right. So on this question number 3, is there anyone else who has anything more to ask or share? Okay. Then let's move on to, Ashwini, you wanted to say something?
No.
Okay. Then let's go to question number 4. What is the difference between Atma and Brahman or Paramatma? Okay. That is how the question is framed. it's now for you to share your view. Who would like to begin? Ashwini ji, would you like to begin?
Actually, there is no difference between the two.
Okay.
So they're the same.
And how do you come to that statement? How do you arrive at it? Because the individual begins with a very me experience, right? I am an individual experience. As a seeker, there is a body consciousness. So from that body consciousness to say there is no difference between Atma and Paramatma, or Atma and Brahman. Can you give those logical steps?
I didn't understand. I thought both were the same word. Are we referring to two different things here? Atma, is it like Jivatma? Jivatma is a separate thing, right? Here it is Atma and Brahman. So if you're saying Atma is the individual consciousness, is that what we are referring to here?
Yeah. So because that is the initial teaching, right? To somebody who is very, I am something else. Okay, you are not what you think you are. You are that consciousness. So now you are that consciousness is the first level of understanding. Then Brahman is the all-pervading consciousness.
Okay.
So the question I'm asking is, can you step by step go into how they are one? If you say there is no difference, then how they are one?
Okay. Okay, because I didn't understand the terminology here. It is okay. So now I got it. It is Atma is the individual consciousness, and Brahman is the supreme consciousness. So this is the differentiation between these two words.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So how is Atma and Brahman the same? So yeah. So Atma is okay. Here Guruji gives many. He gives many examples how Atma is how it's the same. So here, for example, he says chocolate. You have chocolate and you have a wrapper. So because of the upadhi, it looks like the wrapper is the upadhi, and the chocolate inside is the consciousness. So we always look at the sense organs, the mind. It always gives a delusion. It gives a mirage, like a mirage in the desert. So you get a delusion that things are going on outside, but actually you are you are the consciousness itself. The chocolate wrapper is only the upadhi, the outside, but inside you are Brahman itself. So he gives many other examples also, mud pot example and ocean wave example, where whatever you're seeing outside due to the sense organs, they appear to be different, but actually you are the same consciousness. You are this screen on which all the different play is going on. So but yeah, I think I've not been very clear. I'll have to my thoughts properly how to explain this.
Okay.
I'll come back to
So
it.
let's listen to the others and then you can. Yeah. Thank you. Deepaji, would you like to share your view?
Atma, it's a part of Brahman.
Yeah.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
Brahman is the supreme consciousness. Then, like Ashwini ji said, the water or the bubble, everything is water itself. Similarly, Atma is same as Brahman. It is due to our sense organs that we feel that everything is different and we give it different terms.
Yeah, so the question here, Deepaji, is
Yes.
Atma is referred for individual consciousness.
Yes.
Brahman is referred for universal consciousness.
Yes, sir.
So therefore the question is framed to bring the distinction between these two. And if you say no, there is no distinction, then how they are one? So you can either say, okay, here are the differences, or you can say no, there is no difference, and here is why there is no difference.
There is no difference, sir.
Okay, how do you come to that conclusion? How do you make that statement? That is a question.
Giving the example that bubble or the ice, river, everything is from ocean itself. Similarly, we are the part of Brahman, just like these are the part of the ocean.
When you use the phrase "we are part of the Brahman,"
Yeah.
can you elaborate on that? What exactly you mean by that?
We are Brahmans itself, but we don't know that due to our ignorance. I can't say how we are same, sir.
Okay, so is there a individual consciousness and a universal consciousness? First of all, what is your understanding of what is individual consciousness or Atman and universal consciousness Brahman?
Individual.
Are
No,
these
sir.
terms not different for you, or are they same? What is your current viewpoint, Deepaji?
If we term Brahman as ocean, then we have different names here. Like if I am a bubble, Rupa may be ice, and so on. So both are from both are the forms of water itself. So in that way, we are Brahman itself.
So what is your point? That there is no difference?
Yeah, there's no difference.
All right, so let's listen to the others also and come back.
Vidiji, I think I had written down, so maybe I got a few points.
Yeah, sure.
So I am is Atma, right? And I is Brahman. So is that is what we are referring to here, right?
So how, what is the difference that you're bringing between I and the I am?
I am, okay. That is what, okay. So okay, so the I, which is Brahman, when you get up, wake up in the morning, that I am feeling comes. So an individual consciousness comes, and then all the other things come out, like I am body, I am mind, I'm all that. So that is that I am. So that's the individual consciousness. That Brahman comes in the form of Jivatma to experience the world. Okay. So now, okay, Brahman, see, why are both same? Because the entire world, whatever, when we go to deep sleep, when we go from the waking state to the deep sleep state, everything disappears. So the whole world, whatever we are seeing, it disappears. So finally, we are, it's the Brahman only which is in the deep sleep state, which is appearing as Atma. So basically, the unchanging reality of whatever this body, mind, intellect, and the world is the same. That's what I've written down here. So just seeing how to explain it. So whatever we are seeing in the world, whatever we're seeing in the waking state, and whatever finally the underlying reality is the same. So yeah, but it has to sink in, and yeah, I'll come back again.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Shubhaji, would you like to share your view?
So in case of what Deepaji said, can we say the individual consciousness is the wave, bubble, tide, and water is the universal consciousness? So at the end, there is no difference.
That's how the analogy you are using.
Yeah, I don't know if it is right.
Okay, so how do you want to explain this? And so yeah, the example. Look at the example. How do you relate to wave as the individual, and how do you relate to water as the universal?
Everything.
What about the ocean itself? What about the ocean itself?
Yeah, ocean is nothing but water, right? Ocean itself is water. So that is
What is the
universal
relationship
consciousness.
between the wave and the ocean?
Wave, I see it as an individual consciousness. Ocean, I see it as a universal consciousness. So
And water?
everything at the end, so there is no difference between Atma and Brahman. Because I am that unchanging reality. I being the consciousness, am being the existence. So the entire world appears and disappears in that, right? So it is just our illusion. And because of our ignorance, that we see the difference. But in the end, there is no difference.
Can you tell once again, what did you say for I and the am?
I is the consciousness, am is the existence.
So it is Sat and Chit. Sat is I, existence. Am is the consciousness.
No, I is the existence, am is the I is the consciousness, am is the existence.
How is that? So it is Sat Chit. Which is Sat and which is Chit?
Sat is the only Satya is consciousness, right?
So that is what exists, right? What exists is called as Sat. So, and what is also having the power of the awareness is the Chit.
Chit, okay, yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So in that, I am, which one would you relate to Sat and which one would you relate to consciousness? Is the question clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Sat is nothing, as the only Satya is consciousness.
The only Satya is. Okay, so see, we are looking at it from two perspectives. One is, see, for example, if something has to be made, if a pot has to be made, there has to be some material for the pot.
Mud.
Right? So that mud has to exist. Correct?
Yeah.
Only then you can make pot.
Mm.
Then, in order to make pot, you have to have the knowledge or the ability to connect with, what is pot, how it should be shaped, what proportion, all that knowledge. In other words, the ability to cognize or to be conscious has to be there. Otherwise, the mud itself cannot by itself become a lump and become a pot, right? So there has to be a potter, right? And what is the potter bringing in this example? The potter is bringing primarily that knowledge, the ability to shape it, right? So there is a consciousness aspect in that example, right? So the mud is the material part of it. Then potter is the consciousness part of it. Correct? Huh?
Yeah.
So similarly, when it comes to this existence, what is the existence, meaning what is the material, and then what is the consciousness part of it? When you use the word I am.
All this while I was thinking that I is the consciousness and am is the existence. So I don't know.
So let's listen and then come back to that.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there anything more that you would like to say?
No, sir. Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you, Shubhaji. Padmaji, what is your viewpoint?
So, sir, Atma is Brahman. Atma and Brahman are the same. And all are forms of Brahman. Like everyone gave the example, ocean, waves, bubbles, all these are forms of water. So the essence here is water. Similarly, the essence of all the forms is Brahman. Because of our ignorance and the conditionings, the illusion is created that I am separate, I am different. I am different from Brahman. Brahman is so huge and I am so small. That kind of illusion is created. So that is where everything arises from the Jivatma, the world, and whatever the experiences we are going through. But all that is false. The only truth is Brahman. And we are also, the essence is Brahman only. So, but when I say everything is not real, experientially it is real. It is there available for experience. But it is unreal. It is mithya. So the world, everything is mithya. The only essence is the Brahman. So we are also Brahman only, sir.
So there is no difference.
Yeah. So how I say that it is experience, it's available for experiences. We can take the example of the rope and the snake. So when we see the rope as the snake, it is very real. We are afraid of it, just like how we will feel when we see a snake. But on close examination only, we will realize that it is not a snake, it is a rope. So in that sense, I mean that it is experientially available. When I say it's not real, it's not a snake, right? It's not a snake, it's a rope. So snake is the mithya there, but it is real. That is why what we go through, say in a dream, or what we are going through in a waking state, we experience experientially. It is very real for us, but it is not the truth. It is mithya. So in that sense, the essence is only Brahman, water, but I am the wave, you are the ocean, somebody else is a bubble, like that. Is how I make sense of it, sir. Yeah.
And what is your viewpoint to what Shubhaji said? I am?
Existence or awareness is all. Everything is just awareness. So, existence is first. Existence, consciousness, bliss, Sat Chit Ananda.
So which part you relate to existence in the I am?
I is existence.
Okay.
And Chit is consciousness. Because the Chit is the aspect that has the memory and the cognitive abilities that you were mentioning about. So the mud would be the existence, and you need the potter, you need the knowledge. All this would be part of the Chitta.
Yeah. So fundamentally, when you look at why existence is the fundamental, only when it exists can there be next level of discussion, right? If something doesn't exist, there can't be any further.
Yeah. For example, if there is no water, there is no question of wave, bubble, ocean, sea, river, all this. These are all various forms of that water.
Yeah.
So I think the water example is very good because there are various forms of water. Even vapor is one form of water. Ice is one form of water. So it actually is very good in how we can make sense of the Brahman. And
yeah. So only because it exists, something exists, then you can discuss about it. You can cognise about it, right? So if there is no mud, there is no way of talking about pot, right?
Correct.
So then to recognize mud, you need that ability to recognize, ability to create knowledge about something. Because fundamentally, you look at life in the form of knowledge. World is Gnana Swarupa for you. Your relationship with the world is only in the form of the Jnana. My husband, my wife, my child, my house. So there is a name given to a form, and it is the interpretation of that particular form in the form of some kind of a story associated to another identification called as ego, is what you call as your life. And fundamentally what it is nothing but some kind of a thinking process.
Yeah, it's a upadhi.
Yeah, it's a thinking process, and the thinking process is what you call as world. You have never seen the world, but you have a knowledge-based relationship with the world.
So what I see is only upadhi.
Is it not? Because at the end of the day, when you use it in terms of relative experiences, it is only upadhi.
Yes.
But when you use your viveka and you discriminate, you're able to see that beyond the upadhi, what is there? I. There is a fundamental, and that I is conscious. And because of that fundamental power, which is not like a separate, it cannot be separated. It is not because of something that this quality is emerging. See, for example, water is no color. When you add red ink, now you can say, oh, water has become red. So
you cannot separate it.
You cannot separate, but right now you can say it is red water, but it is only because of the ink. It is not inherent in the water to be red.
True.
Inherent nature of water is
colorless,
right? So like that, though we use the word for the sake of expression, we call it as power of existence is consciousness. It is inherent. It is inherent. It cannot be separated. Existence cannot be separated. It is a fundamental aspect. something is there, and that something has a very clear I exist, is no doubt. I exist. That
Also,
is,
sir, we can say that because water is colorless, it can take any form.
it can take it. No, it can take any color, and also water can fill any form, right?
Yeah.
Not because of its color, but because of its fluid nature.
Yeah, that's what. Because the essence is like that, it can become anything it wants.
It can take any color, it can take any shape.
Form, shape.
Yeah. So that is the nature of water. Much like the fundamental aspect that we call as Brahman. So that Brahman is the like the water, which can once when a particular, let's say through the senses, a particular wave appears, that is the one which is giving the form to that. So it is Brahman which is filling into that wave and appearing like a form. And when it appears like a form, there is also ability to create connections, and naming is happening. And different names are connected together. So the world is constructed.
Sir, I'm so grateful after 1.5 years of probably Tattva Bodha, with this third video is where I truly got the clarity of this thing. I think even in my own Tattva Bodha sessions, we have pondered this so much, this consciousness, this existence, awareness, all this. And somewhere, some overlapping, some confusion was always there. I think today it's
Is very clear, right? That's why this particular Dakshinamurti Stotra, which we will be contemplating, is very important. This one particularly. Nana Chidra Gatodara. So if you see here, see what appears is nothing but the light, but appears through various holes. So it is shining outward. So,
and depending upon the shape of the hole also, the appearance will be different.
Appearance will be different.
Sir, I mean, that water example which Guruji gave, that's like the perfect. I'm going to hold on to that only.
Yes. So it basically is taking various forms, appears to be taking, not taking forms, appears to be taking.
Taking, yes.
Yeah. Because water has remained water only, though it is now looking like a tumbler, looking like a lota, it may look like a bowl.
Yeah,
it is still water only.
Correct.
But you can, for the sake of discussion, you can say, look, it looks like a tumbler. But has it become a tumbler?
No.
So in a similar way, the consciousness is only one, and when it is identified with the individual, body, mind, intellect, then it takes the upadhi of the Jivatma.
Correct.
Then Ishvara is upadhi of the world.
Yeah.
And Ishvara is like the ocean. And individual is like the wave, bubble, whatever. But ultimate reality, the essential nature is I am. Sat and Chit. And Ananda is also part of it, because the Anantate, no way you can say where it is, how much it is. Ashwini ji, Deepa ji, is this bringing clarity?
Yes. So it's also like we can tell like the pot, the space outside the pot and space inside the pot is same. It appears like a pot, like an individual thing, but the space is the same outside and inside.
That's also another example. Correct. The space inside your body and the space outside your body. Is there any difference? You may say it is my body. What are you calling as? There was a good example, especially our apartment life. What do we call as our house? Our house is nothing but, see, the floor is something that you're sharing with your below neighbor.
Yeah,
You
and
cannot
the
really
roof.
say that the floor is mine. Roof is also shared. So
Wall also.
also shared. So what you are claiming as my house is nothing but this enclosure, this space is what you're claiming as my house.
Yeah.
And if you really believe in that, and then if you act like that, suddenly you'll get calls from your neighbors. You're disturbing us. So very nice. Yeah, that's a wonderful analogy. So when the viewpoint is, it's another example that can be also thought of is, imagine, you own a house and, you're cleaning the house. So what part of the house has to be cleaned? My part of the house. And where will the dust go? When will the house be clean? When the dust goes in the dustbin
Outside my
outside.
house.
Okay, so house is clean. But now imagine, you are that mayor of the town. And Modi is behind your back. Swachh Bharat banana, Swachh Bharat banana. So as a mayor of the town, now you have to clean that street also. So for you, your house and your that street dump is also a dump. So now for him, the whole town is his upadi. The whole town is his viewpoint. Is my whole town clean? That is what he will be thinking. And Modi is my whole country clean? I don't know where he wants to go and dump all this waste.
It's going to the ocean, and there is a waste island getting created. Nothing can be destroyed.
So in a way, it's all a localized viewpoint. In the localized viewpoint, you think, okay, it is clean. But in the ultimate reality, where is this dust really going to? So then, once when you take the overall view, that is why we miss the picture, no? Yesterday, there was a wonderful video that I was seeing about the kind of the sea life destruction that human beings have created, and the destruction of the forest. And it is primarily due to the meat consumption industry. The way the meat is created is a very painful way to the animal, as well as to the land, as well as to the consumers. Because the kind of the meat production techniques, it had a very beautiful connection. See, in order to, let's say, for example, it's the sheep or the cow or the pig or whatever the animal, what are they? They all are vegetarian animals. So which means that they need to be fed vegetarian food. So how do you get vegetarian food for them? You have to give vegetarian food in the form of grass. So how do you create grass? You destroy a forest. So there is a lot of rainforest destruction that is happening. Okay. Acres and acres of pastoral lands are getting created. So the pastoral land is
Prataha means morning.
So no, that's okay. The pastoral land is where the vegetarian animal goes to feed. So now they have to be given the right kind of nutrition. So in order to give them the right kind of nutrition, the grass has to be really green and big and everything. How do you make it big? So you sprinkle it with lot of chemicals, because the meat eaters, they need a specific kind of taste. So how do you create that taste? First of all, ensure that the animal is being given that kind of food and the injections. So the connection they showed, how in order to feed the meat eating appetite, which is both land animals as well as the sea animals. Both are, there is a huge industry called as sea fishing. Okay. Like how you do the farms in land, you have sea farms. And in the sea farms, they were showing how all these chemicals are being injected and how it is getting deposited at the bottom of the ocean, and how other animals around it are getting impacted. So once when I take only a localized view of, am I being fed properly, I have no connection to all this. But in a way, I can really not be away from this reality. It is going to come back in the form of landslide, in the form of various kinds of, if you really look at various kinds of corona kind of attacks, primarily they start with animals.
Yeah, now swine flu.
Swine
Yes.
flu. Yeah, if you look at any of these so-called pandemics in the recent past, all the pandemics have an association to animals. Okay, swine flu,
Monkey
yeah,
fever.
yeah, all these, you name it, H1N1, yeah, all these. So the connection, it's a connected world that we are living in.
There is one.
Yeah, so
Finally, there is one.
yeah, so it is actually one. But in my ignorance, I say, okay, I'm okay. I'm going to be okay because I have money. And that destruction it is creating is, when you see that, it is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. As a simple example, the amount of water used in order to, let's say, do all the oil extraction, no, is that in that video, it is estimated around some 7 billion liters of water is used I think every month. I think it is a monthly number. And the amount of water used to feed all these animals, which are eventually butchered for meat industry, you would be astonished. For the entire oil extraction, the amount of water that is being used, it's called cracking. Okay, in that cracking process, you need water. It is about 7 billion liters, and the amount of water being used for the meat industry is a staggering 350 billion liters. Where is 7 and where is 350 billion? So now you can imagine how that water is being used. So it's if 7 and 350, that much water is being used. And ultimately, all of that is converted into something called as a meat, and that is eaten. So the vegetarian food eating animal is eaten as meat. And if everyone turned to be vegetarian, you know how much of land we need in order to feed all the current people? It is said only about 1/5 of the current land that is being used. Today, almost 80% of the agriculture produce, soybeans, corn, and all is being used to feed these animals, cow, goats, which are later eaten as meat. So the meat industry is the biggest culprit of what is happening in the current ecology. Anyway, coming back, the point is, it's all about the upadhi, or the boundary that I draw. If I draw the boundary as my house, everything is hunky-dory. As long as, I've cleaned and I've fed. The moment I'm a mayor of the town, how many hungry people are in the street, it is my worry. As a king of this land, the whole land. So that's why Modi thinks the way he thinks. He looks at, how to bring about Atma Nirbharata, how to bring about Anna Nirbharata. He feels for everyone, who has not eaten. Whereas I and you may not necessarily feel that way. All right.
Hariom Rupaji.
Rupaji has joined. Okay. Hariom Rupaji.
Hariom, sir. Hariom, everyone.
We're discussing this question, Rupaji. Is there or what is the difference? Is how the question is framed. You can take it as, is there really a difference? If not, how it is not different? The question number 4. Is there a difference between the Atma, that individual consciousness, and Brahman, the universal consciousness? That is a question, Rupaji. Would you like to share your view, Rupaji, on that?
Yes, sir. Atma is the individual consciousness in us, and Brahman is universal consciousness. But there is no difference. As I have earlier given the main example of the hand which has 5 fingers, the finger is not different than the hand. It is one of the part. Though it is one of the part of the hand. It is the hand only. The finger is also the.
Correct. Only for the sake of discussion or for some localized let's say treatment, we have to give it a name. Otherwise, really there is no end. Anything more you would like to share, Rupaji? Sarananji, did you share your view on number 4?
No, I think no, everything is covered, whatever I wanted to say also.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the viewpoint, both the space inside and outside the pot. It's the same thing. It's just that when you look at the from the body point of view, you call the space inside as like as pot, while it's the same everywhere. Yeah. And the essence is one finally.
And therefore seva the activity to bring that about in the experiential level. Because as a matter of essence, it is understood. As a matter of practice, it is called seva.
Seva, yeah.
Atmano mokshartam jagaditayacha. As a essential understanding, Atma, Brahman. As a way of living, Jagaditaya. They are not
helping other is finally helping. Yeah. There is.
They are like two different sides of the same coin.
Same coin.
So in that sense, the dharma of the universal being is seva. Swadharma. Own dharma. Because there is no separation. Yeah. How this hand feels for this hand, there is no separation.
You need to create a thought to not even to stop, actually. Yeah. You need to have some wrong knowledge to actually stop.
Though it may initially start as do nishkama karma, it will help you. But the final reality is seva is the only attitude of life. All right. So shall we take up the next question, or shall we end it here? What do you feel like?
So the next question also has kind of been addressed.
Reality is one but appears as multiple things. How this happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the fundamental source of this illusion?
Upadhi.
Yeah.
Ignorance.
Ignorance is how you would say when you don't understand. When you understand also, it is still happening.
Okay. So only Upadhi can be mentioned here, right?
It again depends upon to who you are telling. So for a seeker, due to ignorance, this illusion is happening. A Jnani would say it is simply a name and form, the tendency of the mind to give a name and form. So the Jnani is not identified with the mind's propensities. And the Jnani realizes that mind will continue to operate. Because mind is what? Maya Shakti of the Brahman. So Maya Shakti is not separate from Brahman.
Yeah.
And that's why Dakshinamurti has kept the Apasmara under his feet. Is there any other viewpoint that anybody wants to bring on question number 5? Or is there any question related to question number 5? Ashwini ji, Shubha ji, Deepa ji, Rupa
Maybe
ji.
Rupa ji can add since she missed that part.
Yeah. Rupa ji?
Which part, sir?
Question number 5. Reality is one, but appears as multiple things. How this illusion is happening?
Reality is Brahman, but like Brahman is there in everything, plant, trees, cats, dogs, humans, everything, but they are appearing as different things. And this is happening because of the name and form given to them by us.
Yeah, can you explain it a little more? How exactly this illusion is happening?
It is happening because of the senses, sir. Like the pot is appearing, the mud is appearing as pot, plate, and other things which is made of clay. It is being given the name and form of a plate, a glass, a pot by us.
So it is then naming the form tendency is what you're saying is the reason for the illusion.
Yes, sir. And it is also because of the ignorance.
What is the ignorance you are referring here?
Ignorance, I'm not talking about the, we can say this ignorance is there in us humans, that I'm different than the other person or the other things that is there in the world.
Yeah.
We do
So
not.
yeah, correct. So from a individual understanding standpoint, what is the ignorance you are referring to?
We are ignorance that everything is Brahman, and I'm separate than something different, something that is different from me.
Okay, so that is the ignorance you are referring to. And where is that ignorance?
It's there in my mind.
So due to that ignorance, I don't see the reality. Rather, I see the forms, and I start getting into giving the names.
Yes, sir.
Anything more you would like to say on this, Rupaji?
No, no, sir.
Deepaji, would you like to also share your view on this?
It is because of the name and form itself that we, I mean, the reality, it appears as multiple things. It is Maya that makes us think like that I am separate from other things.
Anything more you would like to say, Deepaji?
That's it, sir.
Sarvanji, you came to say something?
Yeah, it's all the same, but for someone who is not looking with this Vedantic eye, they'll say that a mud plate cannot hold liquid, while a mud container will hold liquid. So there is a difference. Can I say there is a difference in the or each form is still unique.
Yeah, there is a function with the form.
Function with the form. Yeah.
There is no denial of the form and the function of the form.
Form.
What are we discussing is what is the essential nature of that form. So is it truly different? Are there two things in the world? That is what is being discussed.
Yeah.
Is there me
Right.
and you? Is it true? The question can be framed in that way, or the question can be framed as, is it true that I, you, God, or I, world, God? So all of these are manifestations of the same fundamental question.
Same nature, but but again all are different.
No, what I'm referring to the questions.
Okay.
So the fundamental question is, I am separate. From what? I may feel I'm separate from people around me, or I may feel separate from the world around me.
And unique.
And I'm unique.
Because I am the bowl, and like the other person is the plate. Though the nature of bowl and plate is same.
Yeah.
I'm bowl and the other one is plate.
Yeah. Right?
That is, I feel, what started the problem, saying like, I can do this.
Yeah. So I am an individual. So therefore, I will do whatever that, in whatever I think is my boundary, right? So we are discussing that aspect. there is a form, and there is a in the sense that it is not real. It appears to be a form. That is how, from the Vedantic lens, you would have to say. Because in deep sleep, all the forms are disappearing. No, you cannot really say that there is a form. The form appears, and there's a function with the form, and that is why your game of the life is all about playing with the functions of that. A toy can make sound, a toy can make a move, so you're playing with it. As long as you realize you are playing with the toy, you will not have a problem. As long as the moment you feel that you and the toy cannot be separated, and the toy is very important. When a toy is taken away from a child, sometimes a child throws a tantrum.
Yes.
If the child can play like how it plays with the sand, near the ocean, and when the wave comes, the whatever it creates, maybe a great fort or palace, that gets washed away. If the child is okay to play like that, then the child is okay. So similarly, you and I are crying over something that no need to cry. So therefore, Vedanta is showing us, look at the reality. The function is not being denied.
The function is not being, I don't, it just came, yeah. But that's the one that attracts the ignorant mind, and which is what we keep playing, making different forms and functions, and keep the world busy.
Yeah. So in a way, that is the Maya Shakti, right? The world perpetuates. So there is no end to the world.
End to it.
There is no end to this play.
There's no end to the play. Infinite. That is also infinite. The play is also infinite.
Yeah, the play is infinite.
We are all talking about.
Yeah, look at the movement of the Earth itself, right? Earth is essentially simply spinning in a void, in a space, and you also may know from astronomy that it's not only just spinning, it's also moving. It's also moving. Okay. So with respect to other objects, for example, with reference to other galaxies, our galaxy is moving away. It's not just about rotating. They're also moving. So in a way, you and I are sitting in a spaceship which is simply moving. When we think like a body, where are we moving to? Where is the beginning of this movement, and where is the end of this movement?
No one can. There is.
Yeah.
It's both sides infinite.
Yeah.
You cannot trace it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe before we end, I just want to add, since we moved to question 5 reality, the game has now shifted to how can I make the physical reality more better, virtual reality, augmented reality. There is other play going on.
Absolutely no. Being in tech, you and I know that whatever toys we are creating is simply a toy. In our you all may remember, some 20 years back, having a phone, landline phone, was such a big deal. And then came, the mobile phone.
Cordless. No, cordless.
Nokia phone, right? Cordless. Then the Nokia phone, that dial. And then now slowly smartphones. Now implanting that. So
yes,
the game that will never end.
Never ends.
That
Never ends.
we will keep creating. We'll keep. That's why, if you have to kind of summarize with pictures, it is like, what is it you see? You can see in this picture either
elephant.
elephant, rabbit, bear.
Don't you see cloud?
You can see cloud. You can simply see the blue background. But it all depends upon which viewpoint you take.
Viewpoint, yeah. And the marketing is all about selling my viewpoint.
Selling my appearance. Selling my appearance. Yeah. So in Vedanta, what are we selling? We are simply selling some name to a form. And we ascribe certain functions to that form and we sell. So what are we selling? What we are selling is actually not there.
Not there.
But we sell as if it is there. And when we sell what is not there to be actually is there, is where we can get into trouble.
Yes.
So I sell, this is my land. So I'm selling. So when somebody else comes and puts a little mark around my land, I get affected. Why? Because it is my land. All right. So shall we end? Is there anything more that anybody wants to share? So what you brought out the point is why this one is. Maybe we can seeing this video, right?
Okay. Okay. Oh, you already created the usage. Yeah.
Anyway, the ad is not the important thing. So when I'm drinking water, I'm thirsty. So I'm focused on the thirst quenching part of the water.
Yeah.
Because I'm so engrossed in usage. I'm so engrossed in the play. Essence, what is the essence of water? It's life-giving. In this example, it's life-giving. That fish was about to die, and that 1 or 2 drops of water revived the fish. In a similar way, when you and I are playing in the toy called world, the essence is missed.
Yeah, the game is on the usage. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we end our contemplation for today?
Yes, sir.
Hari Om.